Hi everybody, Elizabeth Statlander, marriage and family therapist and mental health counselor, talking today about relationships and understanding the current state of your relationship. The first thing I want to say about the current state of our relationships, they're influenced by so many things, and all of us in romantic relationships will experience a cycle. And the cycle is sort of like everything's great, then everything's kind of weird and purgatory-ish, and then it kind of goes down, and then we pick ourselves up and we repair. And then the cycle begins again. And I think that long-term relationships will always experience, this type of cycle. And if we want to understand what's currently going on in our relationships or the things that are really hard for us to deal with in our relationships, that the best place to start is the mirror. Look in the mirror and look into yourself and reflect and think about, what am I doing or what have I done to contribute to the current state of my relationship? And that doesn't necessarily mean it's all negative. How have I built this? How have I helped build this relationship to where it is? And I'm so proud of that. But where is it right now? Maybe it's not in a good place. And how have I contributed to where that place is right now? Even if you're positively sure that you're doing everything right and that you're perfect and you're wonderful. I'm sure you are, but we are all human and we're all fallible, and we all bring a lot of baggage to the table with us in our romantic relationships. In romantic relationships is where everything comes out. So I know that when clients come in and couples come in and they want to work on their relationships, the first place I like to start is the mirror. Let's look at what's going on with you, and let's look at your past. Let's look at your current situation. Let's look at your patterns. Let's understand what's happening with you, because what's happening with you is likely a reflection of what's happening in the relationship. And we all have things that we can work on or do better. And this is a must if we're going to have a healthy relationship. It's human nature, I think, to defend and blame, because none of us like to face the fact that we've hurt somebody else, or that we might not be doing things perfectly, that we might have things to work on. But there's really no shame in it. And I think that in order to make relationships last long term and go the distance, that looking in the mirror is critical. And then we can also look at your partner and what's happening there. But I think it's really refreshing and healthy to check with yourself first. So when we're checking with ourselves first, some of the questions we may want to ask ourselves is, what are my contributions to where the relationship is right now? Good, bad, and ugly. What are my biggest fears in my relationships? What am I really afraid of? And are my actions in any way reflecting those fears with the way that I treat other people, with the way that I treat my partner? Because our partners seem to catch the brunt of everything. They catch the brunt of our mothers and the things she said to us, our fathers and the things they said or did or didn't do right, and our families. And then, of course, we have all the baggage of other partners prior to the current one, maybe another marriage or two, maybe other relationships. And, people get burned, they get cheated on, they get left, they get hurt. And all of those things impact us and the way that we perceive how other people are relating to us. They set up what our expectations are in our current relationship. And it's very important that we all kind of look at that for ourselves and understand also for our partners, so that we can kind of clear some things up and that there's accountability on everyone's behalf and nobody feels like they're being blamed and that they have to defend. because everybody's first reaction is going to be, no, I don't do that. No, I didn't do that, and defend, and then we have a fight. And the more that we escalate, the more the other person is going to shut off, and the more the person